Hello and welcome to this Super Mario Maker 2 Division B match against iateyourpie and Dansta2106. Don't call him 2016. So the records right now of these two runners is 5-0 for Dansta2106 and iateyourpie is 4-0. Actually, excuse me, 1-1 and 2. No, they're both 1-1. Pardon me. Their points are 5-0 and 4-0. I misread that.
Well, just 5 and 4.
Yeah, there you go.
Second row's kind of column's kind of it's a weird column. I don't like challenges organization of that. There's no ties in this thing. That's the amount of ties that we get, which is never gonna happen. So
there you go. So yeah, that confusing a bit of information. Either way, I'm unknown availability, and my friend here is Troy of Athens. How are you doing today, man?
Good.
Fantastic. So we're gonna get started here like immediately. This is a pre-recorded match. However, our commentary is not pre-recorded, so we're gonna be just as surprised as you are. So
okay, yeah. Exclamation point disclaimer.
Fantastic.
If you don't know that stuff.
So starting off, we do have a clear condition on Dansta's side, which is hold the spring. Some people like to skip the clear conditions. Most people will hit start, look at the beginning, make sure that it's a quick level. They like to keep it under a minute usually. Some people just like to go in head first and find out what's going on. Pie, first on the board with a clear.
Why was that an expert?
No idea.
All right then.
So, yeah. So I do know for a fact Pie loves to play the versus mode matches, so he's going to play a lot of these, like the rules, hold right and go. He loves the hold right and go rule, and that's kind of what he's learned to do.
Well, and the other versus rule would also be don't take any go-karts. You don't take the carts, because those things are slow. Or at least slow to start.
Yeah, unless the clear condition calls for it, usually you want to leave the cart behind. So Dansta taking a death, but skipping that level. It looks like he skipped. Did he skip that level he was on first? That he spent some time on?
Yeah, that was the spring clear condition level that you were talking about earlier. Okay, right. You're probably gonna see if a jump is gonna clear it. It would have, but the falls between two of the off switch platforms.
Just a little bit off, and he hit it. He hit a pixel where if he'd have hit jump, he'd have had it. But sometimes that's
you just don't expect what you're gonna land on. You just hope that it's completely solid ground. It is definitely the risk that you take, but it's just one life that you go for, and then you can kind of see what's going on, and he's gonna go for it again. Now knowing what's down there. Oh, okay, that was really close.
Yeah, with Super Mario Maker 2 being so new, a lot of these creators don't realize that you can jump on top of the on-off blocks and probably skip just a lot of the things over there. But as a runner, you kind of got to play that like, well, okay, is it going to show up in the sub world? Is it going to show up later? Do I need to make sure that this is hit? There's a lot you have to think about as a runner and what the intentions of the creator was. Dansta's on this kind of long-looking underground level, having to get a bomb over there.
Yeah, only the bombs can destroy those blocks. Well, that we have access to. There are other things that do it, multiple things. Like that giant shell actually could have done it too, and will do it, but on the lower stuff. But this level's too weird. Looks like your pie got a death there on the side.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to stick with this level. Honestly, with as much time as he spent on it, you've seen most of the level. You know the end is probably coming. So.
That is true. There is, though, a sunken cost fallacy going on here, probably. Oh, Dansta getting hit by some troll blocks there. Yeah, it really is just a sunken cost fallacy. Like, it's not necessarily a true thing. Like, the more time you spend on a level, the more you should keep going with it. Yeah, you're getting the more info with it, so you know what's going on, but it could just be a very long level that you're dealing with, and you don't want to be dealing with it. And the dying, now you're just wasting more time. And Dansta right at the flagpole too.
That troll, finding a troll level is never fun in these runs.
Nope,
but it's not. He does have some valuable information now. He knows that he needs a key. A key is required, and two,
that's a flump.
Trolls are going to be coming, so you got to kind of avoid certain things. And Pie finding clear number 2. He is ahead 2-0 right now. Dansta has yet to find a clear. Finding some tough moments.
Oh, guys!
Yeah, Kaizo blocking out of nowhere. This is one of those rough moments. The more lives you spend on these troll levels, the less lives you have later. And a death, a actual game over here, is a -1. So, and he finds the key. That's good. So he found out that the key's in there, and okay.
Yeah, I do also want to point out to people, in a lot of the matches I've been commentating, I've been saying negative numbers might not be a thing, but there was some discussion among the players in the leagues, in the divisions, and it seems generally agreed upon that if you're at 0 and you get a game over, and like it actually mattered, like neither of you cleared, but one of you got a game over, the one who got the game over is the one who loses. So negative numbers in that sense would be a thing.
Yeah, if it comes to a tie situation, I can understand that. Obviously I'm not the authority on that matter, but I do understand that agreement without a doubt. So
as long as it's really just as long as the players are okay with it, we take that. Like a lot of what GSA does is a lot of determining what makes the players most comfortable. Like how the whole scheduling thing is done was actually critiqued from season 1. So yeah.
And so right now we're looking at 2-1. Dansta did get that first cleared. Pi is working on his third. Hopefully this level doesn't continue to shoot bullets at his face. But there you go, number 3.
I mean, it did shoot a bunch. He was very good at dodging a lot of those projectiles. He dodged a lot and didn't really take any damage until the very end there. So that was very nicely done.
Yeah, and Dansta's finding himself in a rising purple drink level. A lot of people call it different things: purple ooze, purple jank, purple drink. Gatorade too. I like all of them. They're all fun.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's okay. Almost finding that. I honestly might have picked up that 50. That 50 might have been worth picking up just for lives' sake, to get extra lives.
Yeah. I've pointed out in previous. Sorry if you want to finish your thought.
No, go ahead. By all means.
Yeah, I've said before in previous things, like basically the whole concept of the coin count is really nice. That the coin count actually carries over to the next level. So even if like there's not a lot of coins in the next level, if you have your total up to like 80 or 90 coins, you still may manage to find a 1-up in that next level.
Pi has found himself in a very interesting level. You have the shell ride, which is common. It was common in Super Mario Maker 1, but it's a dodge the moon.
Yeah, because it destroys all the sprites, including the shells, and you die.
Yeah, so that's a very clever. I like it. And Dansta getting his second clear, so still only ahead by 1. Pi is leading.
Nearly. The shells nearly went too far ahead of him. And iateyourpie gonna get the clear as well, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, it's gonna be 4-2 actually.
4-2.
Pi is keeping his 2-level lead.
Thank you to resident scorekeeper in the chat who keeps being here.
Yeah, Tech, thank you so much. Shoutouts to Tech. Shoutouts to Ari Milo as well for helping us out with the restream. Thank you so much for that, and also doing a lot of the organizations and getting people in here. Shoutouts as well. Thank you for joining us here at twitch.tv Speedrun. We do appreciate it. And Dansta getting another clear. That was a very quick level.
Yeah, that was nice and short level. Get a lot of those, and that's what benefit of skipping can get you sometimes. Is that sometimes there's so many levels in this game now that this game's been out for long enough that people are making like these just little ones as well as like these giant intricate ones, which is what iateyourpie's on currently, it seems. And it's just like you gotta like realize that like sometimes it's not always worth it to stay on the longer ones if you can find a nice short one that'll just be a quick burst and there's a clear.
Exactly. And sometimes you've got to kind of gauge how many lives you spent, how close you are to the end, what you've seen. Is it worth taking that time? Like most runners like to sit around if it's under a minute. If it's over a minute, if it's at 105, that's still a long level. Chances are you probably aren't going to have a checkpoint in that level, even an expert. So it's one of those things where you just gotta place that out. And troll levels, in all honesty, if you can kind of guess what the trolls are in the expert levels, you're less likely to hit them because they're not as hidden as, say, Super Expert is, where Super Expert is just of every troll you can possibly have to kill you. Where Expert is, yeah, that's troll level, but they're probably more predictable. That's why it's an Expert rather than Super Expert.
Right. I do also think that it's just... it's like it just went.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
It just slips right out your mind. And Pie's going to skip that big coin up there. I think it was only a 10 spot, though, which is perfectly fine. Finding himself a checkpoint, doesn't have to do that boss battle. But finding another, looks like a vertical subworld. No, just a quick to the pipe. Is it going to end that quick? Wow, that checkpoint was worthless. That checkpoint did not need to be
thank
there.
you. You're reminding me with the checkpoint thing. Basically, something that's been pointed out a lot is actually that a good thing to look out for is a level can only have a clear condition or a checkpoint. It can't have both. So if it has a clear condition, you know for sure there's no checkpoint.
Yeah, so having that knowledge as well as the actual clear time, that helps. So seeing the smallest clear time, if it's 1 minute and 5 seconds, and you know there's a clear condition, like don't leave the ground and touch it again, I'd skip, hands down. That's a long time. That's 65 seconds if you think about it. That is just nuts. So, Soul, you may want to refresh if your text is a little bit far ahead, just in case, because some people may have a little bit of a so you might want to do that just in case. So, Pie finding himself in a lava castle, and it looks like
just precision jumping off of these platforms. They're just platforms, not crates, right?
Yeah, they look like platforms. Yeah, they're platforms in a 3D world level. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes, especially if there's some graphical problems.
Well, during the reshoots, I always have like these. My pixels are always like varying, so I can never tell like a lot of the time. I can just see like basics. Wow, Dansta getting really close, picking up the P-switch at the end.
That's rough. Yeah, you know, you got to be careful because most people are going to be holding the run button and you're going to pick up anything if you get close to it. So if you're doing these P-switch jumps, which in Mario Maker 2 are insanely easy, they're not difficult at all. I think even somebody who's never touched Mario Maker before can do them with no problems.
Not to mention, you have multiple chances to do it.
Yeah, it's like, I want to say it's like a 10 frame window.
As soon as you hit it, yeah, it's pretty large.
Yeah, it's whenever I first I've played Mario Maker 1 and Mario Maker 2. When I first picked up Mario Maker 2, he missed the triple jump, is what it looked like.
Yeah, you needed a triple jump there.
Yeah, and whenever I first picked up Mario Maker 2 and I did a P-switch jump, I was like, why was that so easy? I'm like, I had trouble doing P-switch jumps in Mario Maker 1, but it wasn't too bad. Gotta do the triple jump a little bit later than that, deciding to skip it just so he doesn't waste any more lives. We are about 2.5 minutes away from the end, and we do have a sizable lead on iateyourpie's side. He's got 2 levels, so Dansta's got to find a few quick levels here. Knowing the time that we're at, probably going for, clear times of 20 seconds. The problem is, the more you skip, you're also wasting time. You gotta weigh that. How much time am I gonna have to spend skipping? How much time is it gonna take to clear this level? There's a lot to weigh. Getting baited by that wiggler.
I don't even know. That was some precision landing on the block where the wiggler wasn't.
Yeah, one whole space where the wiggler decided to move from, and the wiggler was like, "This is my house. Stay out of it." And Pie has found himself an Ice Cavern speedrun level. Doesn't look too precise. Looks kind of easy, which is nice.
Yeah, it might just be a bit longer than usual speedrun level, and that might be part of it. A lot of times with these lower clear rates, it's just because of the length.
Yeah, most expert speedrun levels aren't going to be tight. Dansta getting a game over on the very end. That's rough. We got 1.5 minutes to go. He just went down one. That's
pretty much gonna set the victory for iateyourpie in this race.
Yeah, unless some amazing luck happens and we can get 4 10-second levels in a row. This is on iateyourpie's first round. So, Space Pig coming in with 29 Raiders. Welcome, Raiders from Space Pig to Twitch.tv. Speedrun. We are watching iateyourpie and Dansta2106 having their first of 3 matches. Now, we're going to be doing all 3, so even if iateyourpie goes 2-0, that just means he's going to get an extra point, and Dansta is going to have a chance at another point. So, welcome, everybody, from Space Pig's stream.
Yeah.
All right, so we are waiting to see what levels we get, but 30 seconds left. It's pretty much in the bag for iateyourpie. We will be starting the next round pretty much right away.
Dansta is still doing very well with this level. There's actually a lot of stuff that could kill you in this little space, and he's doing a very good job of dodging everything.
Yeah, cramped levels are kind of common, especially for maybe newer creators to start Super Mario Maker 2. And the Bowsers.
Oh!
Always the Bowsers at the end.
Yeah, the
Always
regular Bowser fireball there.
And knowing that he's just behind, going ahead and quitting, getting to the
timer's down.
Yeah, exactly. Timer's up, knowing there's no point in restarting. There you go. So we are going to be starting match number 2. iateyourpie takes that first round, honestly, pretty sizably. But both of these runners are good. They are 1-1, and they both, I think Dansta's only 1 point ahead of iateyourpie. So it's really, you know, these runners are great. Anything can happen. There is an element of RNG. Let's not forget that. You got to get good levels. You got to get levels you can clear. And if you're getting just the absolute hot garbage of garbage, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, so we're going to be going into the second race now. Just going to be getting some setup time here. This one is pre-recorded, so if there is any delay between the 2 races, we can always just fast forward to when they actually started. Yes, it's pre-recorded. The commentary is live. Hi. But just like everyone always asks, like, if they're pre-recorded, does that mean like they send them in? No, it like send them in separately. No, whenever they do them, they're actually racing at the time that they record it. And that's a good way to check like several things. Like they're not like sending in their best run. They are literally racing when they record this. So it's
exactly. It's just recorded. It's just recorded previously because timing. Not every runner can run on Sundays due to previous commitments. So because this is always on Sundays, pre-recorded matches are a thing, but they do race at the same time. So first levels, we have a clear condition level for Pie, which honestly is one of my least favorite ones for that reason. That end is not fun looking.
Yeah, that's a precise jump off of a claw onto the axe. You can't hit the ground. That is great.
Yeah, but it's a short level though, so if he feels confident in being able to do that and getting over that section, it's relatively short. It just looks like a bunch of claw jumps, which, you know, this is the one that's a pain. This jump right here is not fun. Oh, okay, never mind. He found the trick there.
That's the last jump's the pain. That's not, I don't...
Well, I thought you had to go over on that spot. You can actually go under.
Nope, just pass. Yeah, I had spotted the other claw below that one. Yeah, you can see right there.
Which is awesome.
So yeah, you knew that's what you had to do. And upside down low for Dansta with a cape.
Yeah, this is the subworld too. That looks fun. And having to use these bumpers, man, these bumpers are so awful. They're one of the jankiest mechanics.
Yeah, I believe with how levels are designed, like you can't really make your main world upside down. You can only make the subworld upside down.
No, you can make the main world upside down as well. It is a night world theme you can do. So you can make the main world. It's the vertical that can only be in the subworld. You cannot make a vertical main world level, but you can do a vertical subworld.
Got it. Okay. iateyourpie expertly able to finish that claw level. Got it down, and not too many tries as well. So gonna be useful there.
And this upside down subworld that Dansta has is honestly pretty forgiving. With bumpers, you lose your flight, but you can still use. Yeah, he's supposed to go the other way, but he's going to be able to recover pretty easily, I think. Yeah, just has to go around. Go down and around.
Yeah, go down. You're fine. Yeah,
you
there's floor there, Dansta. You're good.
Yeah, with the fact that these are bumpers, it's a lot more forgiving than, say, doing some cheeky cape there. That's where you could go backwards with the cape instead of going forwards. And getting to the top, boom, using the bumpers, getting to the top. This is probably going to be close to the end. Yeah, there's another checkpoint. Angry Sun.
Troll?
Yikes.
I don't know what that troll is. Doesn't matter. You're done with that level. Who cares what's going on with all those key doors?
So we are up 2-0. I Ate Your Pie to Dansta's 0. This is looking like a relatively rough section of this main world. He's got to get through here without... Don't do it! Yep, he hit Spike. Spike in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
He was trying to use the iframes, and unfortunately, now you're forced to go through this section without a power-up, unless there's a power-up in one of these blocks over here.
There's two things that are good for you.
Well, there's your secret. Okay. So, I found a secret. Let's go ahead and use this to our advantage. Now, the real question is, I guess you gotta go get the key from the subworld again? Is there like some sort of upside-down boss battle? That's gonna be horrible. Wow, okay, this this section of the subworld on Dansta's side looks god-awful. Staring down that boo, making sure it's not going to poke him in the face. We've got I Ate Your Pie coming up to a wonderful snake platform, trying to cheese it, going to damage boost. Another clear for Pie.
There's the key, but gets crushed by the bumper and the between the bumper and the ground.
You know, I'm gonna say this outright. It's not that Pie is getting better levels. Well, it's not that Dansta's getting really bad levels, and it's not that he's picking badly. There you go. Good. Dansta gets his first clear. Just like some of the levels he's decided to go with are within that time frame of that minute and under, but wow, are they just some rough levels that are just giving him some of the worst spots to go to. So, but we are on a slow snake level. You know, even with a minute clear time, I probably would have noped out of this one. This one is, oh boy, snake levels can go somewhere. They're not fun.
Blind jumps are great. That did not work out well. That arrow did not point to where you need to go at all. It should have been pointing straight down. It was pointing diagonally down, and that was the wrong direction.
And Dansta finding himself a red on-off block level, which is kind of common in Mario Maker 2 since it's brand new. Everybody experimenting
Look at that. That's straight down. That's not diagonal down.
You live, you learn. He's YOLOing. He finds the end. Yep. Sometimes you gotta YOLO.
Yep.
Honestly, this level looks busy over on Dansta's side, but I like the look of this level. It looks pretty unique in the way that you have to actually do the jumps and like plan things out. I kind of like it. But we are 4-1. I Ate Your Pie, another commanding lead in this particular instance. Dansta finding the subworld, and immediately another checkpoint, which is very nice. And a boss battle. That's always fun.
But that was a very fast boss battle because you can use the on-off platforms to just crush them between them.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it too. If you don't do that, you are going to be rough. So he's probably finding the end now. Usually the boss battle signals the end. Boom. That is 4-2. I Ate Your Pie in the lead by 2 levels. So we'll see what happens. Usually in that last match, as soon as Dansta cleared one, Pie found another clear. Oh man, Pie's found a auto-scroll upward level with snakes. This is definitely... Oh man, this is like worst case scenario here.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is like every bit of nope for me, and a do not touch the ground level on Dansta's side. A bunch of quick jumps.
Chain Goomba jump. Not too bad.
That's great, actually. Fantastic. A bunch of lives, quick level, There you go. He's shortening that lead. It's now 4-3. Dansta is right on the heels of I Ate Your Pie. The longer I Ate Your Pie spins on this level, the honestly closer Dansta's going to get. But Pie is getting closer to the end. You know, he just found the overworld again and should be getting towards the end soon. Yeah, there it is right there. Picking up 1 life at the end there. So Pie still keeping that
2 clear lead.
Yeah, that's the 2 clear lead right there, 5-3. So 7 minutes to go. We're about halfway through. Dansta going for a skip. Cannot blame him. It looked like that clear rate or that clear time was way too high. Pie taking another 3-2-1 skip. Love is in the air, but I don't think he's going to love this level.
A lot of stuff going over there.
He's going
just gonna avoid it completely and go for the flag that's all the way over there, obviously, yeah. That's how you do it, you know, you just put some stuff in the middle and then you put a flag at the end, you know, you don't care about the middle stuff. Okay, I Your Pie missing that jump there, gonna get hit by the love blocks.
So 5-4. Honestly, if this one is looking as strange as it is on Pie's end, this might be a good chance for Dansta to catch up.
Yeah. Okay, you gotta use that shell.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I don't think you can YOLO that.
Okay, just get rid of the shell. That's what we wanted. Oh, okay, missing the jump there. All right, Your Pie not gonna try again with that. Dansta missing the jump at the start on his level.
I
We have
believe
a lot of time left, though. This is actually a pretty high-scoring, like... This is a high-scoring race here right now.
Dansta, the jump button is B or A.
Yeah.
B or A. Or shoulder button.
He might be hitting it too early, because if you try to jump while you're between platforms, when you know, like that whole thing, you can't jump like that. You got to do it while you're on solid ground, not while you're like kind of, I guess, floating as you're allowed to do when it's a one square gap like that.
Yeah, you can run over them. And now it is tied. Dansta has pulled in that tie. 5 minutes left to go. This is anybody's match. Pie going for a very long jump there, but finding a muncher, taking a bite out of him. So 5-5. The next couple levels are going to decide quite a bit here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, interestingly enough, it looks like he's going to need a shell to get those red coins. If these red coins are required, there's only 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, he's leaving that. I don't disagree with that. A lot of times in expert levels, unless it is a continuous checkpoint level and meant to be a red coin level, if they're just sitting out there in the open and you see them, they're probably not required. It's probably a special one-up area or something like that. Most expert levels don't require your red coins.
Yeah, gonna see if the jump is possible. Not looking like it. But Dansta's finding some good jumps. Not sure where he's supposed to go. There's a lot of like forking paths there.
Yeah, and that's another common thing with expert levels too, is you'll find that some of them are going to be less likely to tell you where to go. And it's going to be harder to determine when it's like a cheese moment or when it's not a cheesable moment. And you run into that quite a bit because indicators are a thing that is they're underrated. Indicators are really nice to have, and that boss area looked like garbage. Yeah, all bosses SMW definitely does not sound like a fast level. I agree with that completely, Tech. It's more like a nope level if you ask me.
Oh, and I think I Ate Your Pie was supposed to go through that P-switch door. I think that's a death.
Yeah, so he found the P-switch at the top and tried to go over, but the thing about Super Mario Maker 2, if you go over, like, if you get to the far right of the screen and it doesn't move anymore and you haven't found the flag yet in the overworld, that means you cannot get over the level. There is no way to go further because it is cut off by design. So it's an indicator you have to go to the subworld. There is no cheese. So that's always a good thing to keep in mind.
I think Dansta's on an auto level.
Probably not entirely an auto level, if I had to guess. It's probably...
No, that is definitely an auto level.
In an expert?
I don't know what we're seeing. I don't know why it's here, but this is clearly an auto level. He's not pressing any buttons. It's just kind of going on its own.
Where's the troll?
There is none.
There's the troll.
There it is.
Spikes in your face.
It says don't move in the title.
It's expert. It's impossible for it to be an auto level if it's expert. It's just impossible. It might be auto for some of it. I guarantee you it's gonna kill you. And Tech on to say, while I type this, there it is. See, I'm telling you, if it's expert, it's impossible for it to be a don't move level without some sort of troll. It's just impossible because it's an expert. People have died. The clear rate is lower than it should be for an auto level. So he's going to have to probably hold jump at some point. Oh, it's telling you to hit down. Okay, that's interesting.
So what you're saying is it's a bad level design of it looks like he titled it don't move, but he wants you to hit down at that one spot. Okay, Dansta did just tried to do it without. This should be easy. But it's hard, you know, it's a longer level, so it's not necessarily like a good thing to keep trying for this.
Yeah, and it's really hard to know where you're at. And honestly, both of these runners are sticking with this, and it's like, ugh, okay, what do I do? Because if you skip, you're running the risk of losing here. You're running the risk of losing a chance to win, and really, you just got to plan this at the right moment to ground pound those pals. But is the rest of the level auto? This is such a tough decision. Such a tough decision. Are you talking about Line Rider from the NES Tech? Is that what you're talking about?
There's also a PC game.
Oh, a PC game. No, I think the game I'm thinking of is like the one where you're picking up paint cans or something like that.
No. What he's talking about is there's this kind of like a game where you can just be like a ski guy and you go down lines.
Oh, okay.
And so it's levels made by people, and most of them are just auto levels because they're to see that stuff.
Hi, getting it clear at the very end. Wow, that is, he just literally at the 0 point mark comes in, takes that 2-0 lead. So Pie's going to get the extra point, but it's not over yet. Round 3 will be starting very shortly. Dansta still has a chance to get a point, but Pie will be walking away with at least 3 points. Can he get the 4-point sweep on Dansta? And Dansta gets a clear right at the end as well.
Good job pressing down once. You did it.
Welcome to Troll Central. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the Super Mario Maker 2 community. We have a word that's called hot garbage. And that's what we call levels like that. So
don't make auto Mario levels.
That is actually 6-5. Dansta did not finish that level in time. If they would have both finished at like 1 second, it would have been perfect. But Pie finished his level at the 0 mark before Dansta did. So Pie did take the second round win. All right, so we are going to be starting another match. Mario embarking on another journey. 15 minutes on the clock.
Yes, we're going to be starting into this third and final race. Even though I Ate Your Pie has gotten the win of this match, we still do a third race because we care about the points. And the win. The win gets you another point, so that's still technically counting about the points.
Yeah, so the way
speaking of hard garbage, this thing is titled garbage.
I would skip this on principle alone. So here's the way the tie system works. If both runners are at the same amount of clears, then when the timer runs out, the next person to clear a level will win. So
okay,
in that
we got
case,
like a false start here, so they're gonna redo it.
That's perfectly fine. Maybe they both just hated their level enough that they're like, hey, look, Those levels were terrible. Can we just start over?
I don't think that's how it works.
I don't think how gentleman's agreement. Those levels were terrible. Can we just start over? What happens if someone game overs in a tiebreaker? If somebody game overs in a tiebreaker, that I'm almost positive. I'm not the authority on this. That's a loss for the person who games over. That just by logic's sake, I think that would be the case.
Yeah, because they would lose a clear, and then therefore it wouldn't be tied anymore. They now are -1 on the other player.
Yeah, I think the biggest question though is if somebody is at 0 and let's say nobody gets a clear by 15 minutes, which honestly, let's face it, that's probably a very slim chance. That whether or not that negative happens, which we could probably determine that once it happens, but I don't think it will happen. It's one of those things of worst case scenario.
I mean, but the players did actually agree upon that. Would
and
count,
if the players
whoever game overed, is the loser. In that case.
So the game over will cause a loss. It's just a game over is a critical thing. By determination, the tournament runners didn't want it to be a total loss of points because that's just really that makes it unfun for the runners. So -1 makes the most sense. That definitely makes the most sense. But if you're both at 0, that game over does count against you. It should. So
the logic essentially is like you're already taking a bunch of punishment from game overing in the first place because of the fact that you had to watch all that game over animation stuff happen. And I'm not sure exactly what's going on with this race stuff. We'll figure it out with the VODs. Don't worry. I'm sure the restreamer is handling it properly. Until then, we can just talk over it. And with that, I think we're also seeing Dansta being paused. So if this is the real start of this race, iateyourpie will be synced up with, when into the race and how they started it. So just letting iateyourpie's side play out for a bit while we wait for it to catch up to Dance this time.
That's okay. By the time he starts this level, Dansta will be ready to go.
Yeah.
Like exactly at the point he starts the level. There you go. We're synced back up. That's crazy. And in 3D World, interesting mechanic, the trees can hold items. The introduction of 3D World was an interesting thing. It was kind of polarizing for a lot of people in the Mario community because it was just strange. It's like 3D World is a 3D game. This is 2D platforming. How are you going to make that work? And honestly, there's been a lot of really cool levels. So
yeah. The only thing I don't love about it is the density of movement that you could do with like so many things, and like it's always just contextual of what buttons you're hitting and how many buttons you're pressing at the same time and stuff. And I'm just like, there's like, why do I have to have? I've still never understood this. It's still like the same idea as from Super Mario World. Why do I have 2 buttons for jump and 2 buttons for run when you need me to hold buttons for rolling, for long jumping? Like, what is all this? Why can't I just have devoted buttons to these things?
Yeah, and I mean, there is a reason for that in SMW, actually. They did that because of control grips. They did that because when they developed that game, they realized people had different control grips, and they were deciding whether or not to add more to it, and they decided to keep it closer to what SMB3 was, with the fact that SMB3 was a NES game.
But all the controllers now have all those buttons.
Yeah, 1,000 buttons each. So it's a early for Dansta. Dansta deciding to come in with a fury. It is 1-2 actually. Dansta did clear that other level at the same time that Pi did, so we are 1-2, Pi and Dansta. So, all right, this is going to be a Japanese level for Dansta. What kind of craziness are we going to have? It looks like he wants to keep that. He's going to go ahead and go through. This looks like a busy level already. With an early
okay. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. And clear. Okay, that's...
Yeah, nice. There's a lot of hidden blocks here. I would jump just to make sure there's no more hidden blocks above him. just keep jumping just to find them all.
This is a very interesting setup. And we have 3 clears now for Dansta. So that is iateyourpie 1, Dansta 3. So yeah, Dance is taking a quick lead. He's now in that position that that Pi was. So all right, Pi is. Oh wow! Ooh, finding that hidden block and getting the twirl at the last second. That is fantastic. Like that was a save that really made the difference right there.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna be going through this. Dance is just trying to find the answers to this, trying to jump over it completely, actually. That's a good answer. And iateyourpie is just going through like this cloud maze. Carefully, don't want to hit the spikes. Oh, should have wall jumped higher, Dansta. Both players just dealing with a mess of springs, actually, at the same time. Whoa, okay. Those swamps were real close. Oh, and Dance is not going to be able to make that. That looked like maybe a spring jump, maybe just something else entirely. I don't know if the level designer intended for a spring jump. Maybe just they're there. Yeah. And iateyourpie had a lot of choices for pipes. Picked the wrong one. That's a lot of pipes to choose from. Let's not do that. Okay, looks like Dance is gonna try to do not a spring jump. I don't know. Yeah, there was a yellow one, but the yellow one still looked like it actually led to death, from what I could tell. So. Alright. Dan's still gonna be able to make it to the end there with that jump. Don't know why he was carrying a spring, maybe just for fun.
Maybe he was just creating his own cleavage. Spring Buddy. Never leave Spring Buddy behind, man. Alright, so had to step away for a second. What is our score right now? Where are we at in the score?
Chad is great at that. It's 4-2.
Fantastic. So Dansta might actually pull away with a point here, which is going to be really good. It's going to put him at 6 points for the round. Pi is going to jump ahead, without a doubt, with at least 7. So, Hammer Bros are the worst enemy in the entire game. Changed my mind. Let me introduce you to my friend Triple Stacked Bowser.
That's not one enemy though.
When they're stacked together,
cheating.
They are.
I feel like that's cheating.
In all fairness, though, if I had to pick one enemy that may be the worst in Mario Maker 2, if you count it as an enemy, Munchers. The Muncher hitbox is so bad. They got to fix that hitbox.
Right.
So, I mean, just in general, Muncher hitboxes are absolute hot garbage. Now, Dance is seeing a flag. I bet you he's ready to go. Boom. Getting that another clear there. And Pi gonna have to do probably some sort of super jump to get up there. Having to activate.
Or just wait for the swamp to destroy the thing. It's annoying. But
oh,
okay,
no.
He's gonna be able to, yeah, do a little spin. Jumping up there. To get up over. Super jumping, I guess, yeah. Shall jump it!
Those
Shall
poor
jump
Koopas.
Shall jump it! Shall jump it!
Those poor Koopas in that living condition, man. There's too many. There's too many.
You're fine.
German level for Pi. Actually, German level for both of them. And Dance is saying, nope, too long. Pi saying, nope, probably should have checked this 5 seconds earlier.
It's fine.
7 minutes to go, halfway through. We are at the score of 5. Which Bowser is trolliest? My personal experience, so SMW Bowser is really rough. All Bowsers have random fire. But the thing about SMW Bowser is he likes to jump at random intervals. He also likes to land right in front of you and bounce you back. The same thing happens with New Suit Bowser. So those are pretty rough. But just SMW Bowser seems to be the trolliest oftentimes because
I see what you're saying. I mean, if you want to keep going with your thing.
No, that's fine. It's just in general, like every time I've seen an SMW Bowser, it's also how people use him too. They'll put him in a 2-spot or a 3-spot where you've got to get through him with only fire, give you 1 fire flower, and it's just impossible. If you get hit once, you have to start over. So it gets pretty rough.
Right. I see what you're saying, but Winged Meowser.
The Meowser's annoying, but...
Well, you don't know what a Winged Meowser does, do you, then?
Oh, no, it flies around.
Because it flies around, and it goes into the background, and that's... It seems random, kind of, and it means that if it's in the background, you can't kill it. So, and sometimes, you know, like, people will make that the boss fight, and you gotta get the key out of it, and you're just sitting there waiting for the Bowser to stop being in the background so you can kill it.
You can actually affect that. That's the thing. That's controllable by the player. So if you make sure you stand in about 4 to 5 blocks space, you can actually control that he'll land next to you sooner or later. It's not too difficult to actually control that. So he's annoying without a doubt because you don't realize when he's going to hit you. The fact that he pops up and fires at you at this random interval, it's pretty strange. But it looks like Dansta has found his clear right there. That's another clear for Dansta. It's going to put us at 6-3. That is spot on. Finding himself at 15-second level is not bad at all. This level looks fun, actually, on Pie's side. I kind of like the way it looks.
Yeah, it's kind of a classic design of the on-off switches.
Oh, jumping too early.
It's these speedrun levels where you just gotta trust that the level designer made it so that you can keep running on these blocks, no problem. Just gotta input when you need, when it wants you to, and that's about it. Because the on-off switches will properly just go away when you get right to them. With some bumps off screen, most likely.
Oh, just a little bit early. The problem with some of these levels like this that Pie's on is sometimes you don't even know if you've messed up early enough because it's a hold right level jump when you're supposed to, and if it's a chain spin jump or what have you, sometimes you can be behind by just a little bit and you're done, and that will be unfortunate, which is the case right there. If he would have been just a frame earlier, yep, like that, jump too early. Yeah. So a frame earlier, he would have died on the second part. So
I like these. I like having them. These little speedrun levels are really nice. I feel that if you have the skill for them and you can understand what's going on very quickly, it's a pretty good payoff because it's a short level. And yeah, you're gonna lose some lives to the whole trial and error sort of phase of it, but if you're good enough at recognizing what's going on, there's not going to be a lot of lives lost to that.
Yeah, like especially if it's like 15-20 seconds. If it's 20 seconds, then you don't really have much to lose. You're going to see the end relatively quick. If you're already towards the end like Pie is, that ending on this level though, it lost some points with me. That ending is very rough because you lose all momentum when you hit that block if you don't jump at the perfect moment. But honestly, right now, we're at 2 minutes, 40 seconds, just under that. Dansta's got this win. Pie's going to have to finish this level and get 3 more clears to tie. That's not enough time. Now, he is an amazing runner. He could prove me wrong and get a lot of good RNG, but, you know, it's hard to say. Boom, but he does get this clear at least, so he is going to shorten that lead on Dansta by 1, so it's going to be 4-7. And Dansta's finding himself in an interesting spot of nothing but winged SMW Bowsers.
In clown cars.
In clown cars. And what was it that we were talking about the worst? I'm telling you, they throw bombs when they're in the clown cars, random fire, put them in wings, they throw 4. It's just absolute hot garbage. And there's 3 of them. Always 3, never less. Oh no, he needs that clown car to activate that. What a dodge. What a dodge.
You need a bomb really to activate it is the most likely way to do that.
The fire from the clown car can activate the on-off switch.
Oh, it can? Okay.
Yes.
I figured you just bomb it.
Yeah, so bombing is also an option, but that's definitely a lot more difficult. But boom right there, as you see.
That makes that a lot easier than I thought it would be, actually. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and hey, you say designed by a 12-year-old, but this is very popular amongst younger children. This is a game that kids saw, and the Switch is a very popular console. So yeah, Mario Maker 2 got more levels.
There's a reason why this game is very much on the top of Twitch still.
Oh yeah, and I mean the funny thing is about Super Mario Maker 2, Mario Maker 1 was popular, but not many people owned a Wii U. So there was a lot of just dedicated people to play it, a lot of fantastic runners. Go search them out. I'm not going to drop any names. But I can say
Dansta did Mario Maker a lot.
iateyourpie did Mario Maker for a little while too, but he's more of a variety now.
Both these players did Mario Maker 1 a lot, I think.
Yeah. Boom. Pie getting another clear with 20 seconds to go, but that's not going to make up that difference. So we are going to be reaching the end when Dansta's going to be walking away with a point. That's going to be giving him a 6 points. And then we also have, that's going to be 7 for iateyourpie. So iateyourpie is going to be bumping just ahead of Dansta, but Pie is going to be coming away with the win on this one. So, GG's to both of these runners doing a fantastic job today. After this, we do have another match coming up, so definitely stick around. I believe it is going to be Big John against Space Cat Universe. Is that correct?
Yeah. I don't know if that's her Twitch name. Let me see. I could find it real quick.
Oh, her name is definitely Space Cat Universe. That is her Twitch name.
Okay.
Yeah, so Big John against Space Cat Universe. And it's going to be me and Troy of Athens on commentary again. So definitely stick around. So, all right. Thank you very much, folks. We will see you shortly.